Welcome to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
I'm Rebecca Plum, your big sister.
And I'm Shaun Surha, your GBF.
We're not that hot or that young.
But we believe it's a state of mind that helps us build adaptable and profitable businesses.
We rely on the support of our design besties to get through each day.
So let's explore the emotional, practical, and humorous sides of being interior designers.
Welcome to the club.
Hey, Shaun.
What's up, Rebecca?
A little bit of a bumpy start, but this morning, but we're okay.
We're doing it analog? No, analog? Not really. I mean, we're just recording.
We're doing it on my iPad because I got to the office and realized I had no laptop, which recording this is only one of the problems I'm going to have. So we're making
honestly,
it work.
What a godsend that we could do this with that. Like that there are options A, B, C, or like plan ABCs, because we don't normally get that.
Second chances. Yeah, and I did get that fancy keyboard iPad case so I can kind of type. Not that I really need to, but for this. But anyway, sorry again for if there's any audio challenges, but
I know.
I'm on the AirPods.
We like to provide the best possible audio experience for the hotties, and we usually do. So you guys can make it through.
The best audio experience is the one that you have.
And maybe the best audio experiences were the friends we made along the way.
Right. You know how they say, like, the best camera you can use is the one that you have?
Yeah. And the best microphone you can use is the one you have.
So what's going on?
One of the things because, I'm like keeping lists now of stuff we haven't chatted about. Have you heard of blanding and not branding? Like as it relates to. So I went down a TikTok rabbit hole, not a giant one, but just like a little bit to get like this idea of there's like these couple branding consultants. I think it's a lot of them actually are now starting to just point out this sort of like blanding of brands, and they're like
intentionally.
Yeah, like everything is going like sans serif. Like for example, like Honda. Like you look at Honda's new logo and it's very like robot basic sans serif. And I feel like I'm noticing tons of companies all just kind of going with these like big blotter modern blocky typefaces. And even like one of them was talking about how it happened in fashion, and Saint Laurent was one of them that they pointed out kind of like lost the serif. And then a lot of other fashion houses did that. And then they kind of like lose some of that heritage is kind of what the concept was. It's like,
what is the point of it?
I think it's the idea that a lot of these major brands are all starting to move towards something that's supposed to look like modern and cleaner and fresher, but it ends up looking very devoid of personality and devoid of like any anchoring to who they are. And it's just like for the sake of making your brand look fresher or newer, because that's what a marketing trend is right now. Instead of, can you just stay with what you are actually doing?
Doesn't it also go against like the movement into AI and like the dehumanization of that?
Like, it's an example of that, you mean? Like, just showing, like, how...
No, but, like, I hope that a trend with with so much AI and computer stuff is that like handcrafted things are going to have a bigger stronghold. So it's just weird that they would intentionally choose to do that unless they're just having ChatGPT do their branding.
I mean, I don't know, because, like, Burberry did it. And they're big.
They also did a lot of, they did a rebrand, I don't know, maybe it was 5 years ago at this point, but it was cool because it was really different and hand-drawn stuff. Like, I thought that that's what they did.
It's like starting to show up everywhere, where really it's like everything's clean lines, sans serif, limited palette, very simplified. And then the visual, like what it's giving me is like no history, flat, so controlled, like, is there creativity? And I think that, like, in some industries, it probably feels different. But for some reason, when I'm hearing it, like the fashion one really jumped at me because I'm like, this is a creative industry that draws from history, that draws, like, especially like couture, or you think of labels that have couture, like, you think they want to keep visually reminding you of that history.
But I'm sure there's research behind it, right? Like maybe they're trying to get a younger audience now that the boomers are starting to age out
And like, what
or
is it going to
age out
feel
of life.
boring? Or is it going to feel staid? Like
Sorry,
they
yeah.
don't want it to feel staid. I mean, that's the truth of it, though. Is like, how are we going to keep appealing? Do we need to do something? But for me, it just ends up feeling like agreeable, like
Yeah, but maybe and they
sanitary,
are trying to
like,
be relevant.
and it
Um,
feels. Isn't that kind of like also the like? Okay, you said relevance, and I immediately thought of Madonna. Who have you seen her recently launching a new album? She's
no.
like, it's not giving relevance. It's not giving relevance. And that's what I thought of when I'm thinking about like
She
Burberry,
seems
Balenciaga,
so
Saint
like she
Laurent,
lost the
Balmain,
plot.
like, yeah. And I think some of these brands maybe are like, could I expect Warby Parker to kind of have like blanding? Yeah, okay. Like, I don't, they're new. They're kind of hit. Like, they started with tech or like,
Yeah, they're modern and tech based.
yeah. But I wouldn't
But
expect it from like Sriracha. Like, I kind of want to see the like rooster on the bottle, and I don't want to like
is
they haven't
Sriracha
done
doing
it.
that?
No, no, but
Oh,
I'm giving an example of like
okay.
a brand that I'm like, it would be weird if I suddenly started seeing this
Like
go
Guinness just
everywhere.
had a
Oh,
Futura font.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like heavy Arial black Guinness. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm just curious what the strategy is behind that because, like, there's also a lot of talk about Gen Z and Gen Alpha not caring about heritage and like they're like the dupe generation. They don't care if it's authentic, they just want it to be cheap and what they think is cool. So
Right.
I wonder if like these bigger or older luxury brands are suffering because these kids don't see the value. And
Right.
so they're
Yeah,
just
because the
trying
history is
to like the
meaningless to
relevant thing
them.
again, which is really sad.
No, I mean, because like the history is the brand. Like, who gives it? If Saint Laurent was starting right now with that as their branding, like they're not gonna get. So they're kind of like cashing in on their brand a little bit by saying we have a big enough brand label recognition that we can take a risk on a big rebrand like this.
Without like the clothes beating like Schiaparelli, like we know what their product looks like because Daniel Roseberry, like they're not relying on branding and monograms on all their shit because his work is art.
Yes.
So
So
yeah,
like if
they're
you were
I
a
don't know.
designer and your work is art, you could get away with a more bland
Whatever
identity if the work was like, we don't care what the
speaks
title
for
of their
itself.
firm is because the work, like honestly, Kelly Wearstler, I feel like that whatever font she uses for hers is starting to look like that
Wide.
blanding. Like other people did it, and when she probably did that, I feel like that was several years
But
ago. You
also, I
started
could
seeing
argue an
it, like,
intention for hers because everything that brand goes on is so unique and
mm-hmm.
specific that you don't want the brand competing with these funky patterns
That's
or.
yeah. And so like
But
she
if it's
also I
bland
would
on
say,
bland,
yeah, if it was farmhouse beige with the Kelly Wearstler would mean something totally different. Like,
yeah. Or if your
yeah.
work is farmhouse beige, it could like cool it up by having something really intricate and ornate as your branding on top of that.
I guess it's like that balance of interest, but also knowing like when your brand is maybe like losing the plot. And I think that was like what that TikTok took me down that rabbit hole of some of these brands really like, do you have this much to cash in? I'm sure they pay tons of money to these agencies to tell them whether they can do this or not. But
Saint Laurent, like they changed their name. Like I'm so confused.
I
Like,
know.
are they like YSL? Like now I think they're back to Yves Saint Laurent. Like I just heard they
Yeah.
changed again.
Yep. And
The
one
Saint
TikTok
Laurent one confused me.
that one, they pointed out that so many of those creatives in fashion are all borrowing from one another oftentimes, because it is kind of like a incestuous world in fashion, and that often they are still relying on some of the major branding and design houses to help them create these identities. And so it's not weird that they end up with this kind of mass look to them at some point. And if anything, that underscores to me how it's terrible to like borrow from each other constantly, or like cross-pollinate on some things that you want to have your own creative perspective on. And instead they're just like, oh, we'll hire the same like 5 branding companies for all these things. And they're all in a way, like it happens in design too. Like you see designers get sucked into doing the same things and like pulling the same stuff, and then you can see it in graphics. And so it felt like just like that's interesting. It's happening in lots of places. And you and I have been talking about like how to reduce influence of other design work and how to make sure that your things come out clearer. And I think the blanding of it all kind of felt like, oh, everyone got on that bandwagon and they all just jumped in. And then maybe now we're starting to see like, oh, that's a little weird. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I'll like try to go find it on TikTok. I think it just seems counterintuitive to what
you would want them to
we should be doing.
Yeah. That's my point. It's like, why are we doing this? Like, you're losing the history. You're losing the connection. You're losing, like, sure, freshen up stuff, but
also the human hand. Like, that's what they are selling is couture and like not mass produced. Well, mixed of that, but
mixed now. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It just stuck out to me because I was like, I feel this happening. I see this happening. Like, I am seeing people right now rebranding. I'm not going to say any designer names, but I'm seeing designers rebranding into this sort of blanding aesthetic, but yet their portfolios aren't going to, they're not bold enough, I guess, to really like stand. So now you have a bland mark and monogram and, you know, all that on your website, and all the font is like, oh, that's cool. It's minimal, it's bold or whatever.
That's probably people doing it themselves.
I mean, some of these are from graphics people who are prominent.
Yeah, because there's like, okay, I know you did that on Canva and you thought that script was pretty, but it's definitely making it look cheap.
It's giving Canva. Like,
yeah. Versus like, as an example, Katie Monkhouse is just rebranding and hers is not giving Canva. It's like hand drawn, like it's like,
oh my gosh, yes,
cool and
Katie girl,
quirky,
we see you,
but
like,
elevated, like her work. So it like reflects her work.
When did we talk to Katie Monkhouse? That was like
on the show.
Oh my god, that was episode like 100 and. No, that was episode 85.
I was going to say.
We did that in 2023. And she was just moving from one studio to another and making that transition with Shop West Park Home and her studio. Like, that was a crazy time. Anyway, that's a great episode, you guys, if you go back like and you look at like the art.
I had to record it in her car.
Oh yeah, she's like outside of her office because everyone's you know, that's, hey, I'm shocked we remember that. We show up to get it done. That's the thing. Like, so anyway, I was just looping back on all that. And yes, Katie, we see your new branding and it looks so cute and it looks so fly. This could be cute. Not us having the Madonna reference and then also my face is frozen and then Madonna's Frozen being one of her iconic like next career shift numbers. Like, we don't have to talk about Madonna anymore. But good job on your Botox. I've talked for years and the results are always different, but it really did help repair when I started it. It was like that line where everyone's like, it's preventative. And for me, it helped repair a lot of damage I had done by being in the sun and doing tanning booths and being a stupid kid in my 20s. And it did help my skin because it was still producing a lot more natural collagen in my like mid and late 20s. it helped repair a lot of wrinkles and damage to now. I'm not kidding. My skin looks better now than it did then because I like learned how to care for it properly. And I do think
Yeah.
I know there's like a vanity level to it, but it does help my skin regime look its best when,
But that's still vanity.
yeah. But I'm saying like, makes me look better. It's like getting a haircut every day. You know that feeling where you got a fresh cut and you're like, I look fucking fly. And then for me, when I have my Botox and I'm like, mine are never even fully, I don't do the frozen like Nicole Kidman. I just feel like, oh, yeah, that makes the most sense. Yours are still working into your muscles there though. Like,
I told her not to like, I still wanted some expression. But what I do like about it, I mean, I do feel like makes my face just look a little fresher, but I do like it because I've been noticing, I've just been like paying attention to my resting faces. And I catch myself like making these faces that are like, girl, stop. Like whether it's like my eyebrows or my mouth doing something weird. Um, and I know it's like stress responses or things that are like anxiety or whatever, making me like when I'm in my head thinking, like if I'm washing the dishes, I'm like, wait, stop doing that with your mouth. Like, what are you doing?
it's like a look
And it's
of
ugly.
consternation or something. And you're like,
Yes.
girl, do you need to like pass a bowel movement? Are you okay? Like,
But it's like just be at rest. And then, so it does help that because your face doesn't naturally, your muscles aren't having that emotional response too, I think.
Mhm.
But I am doing, I have these two projects that have been lining up and I can't get them to disengage from each other.
Wait, like everything is happening at the same time?
Like
Or,
same phase. So, and
oh,
they're like the painful phases of like, oh my God, back to back design presentations. And it's just me doing this, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I see other designers that have teams. I'm like, what? You have 3 presentations this week? Like,
my nervous
zero
system
possibility.
could never.
But
Like,
there's 6 people or even 3 people working on it. So sure.
yeah. Actually,
And you're
yes. Duh.
just
Like,
like overseeing a layer of it. But yeah, you're not in the weeds like I am on everything. So yeah, so like the design presentations lined up. And this was like months ago. And then now they're both going into construction at the same time. And so I'm like trying to get these construction documents together. And that I'm actually outsourcing to 2 different people right now.
okay. Is that also hard?
Yeah, but I am testing one and I just need to get a better like comfort level with the process on me. Like it's both of them are great, but I have to just like build in enough lead time and like I have a mental block around getting these documents done.
Yeah.
And it's okay, I've got all the decisions made. Now I gotta like package this millions of pieces of information to somebody else to be able to draw it, to even know what I'm talking about, including my studio coordinator. It's like she can't read my mind. um, and then
God,
so I like
employees these days. No, I'm just kidding.
so I'm like I feel like I overthink like how I'm packaging up like that to even get somebody else to do it. And then it's the red lines or like I have one sitting in my inbox for like a week and a half now. Like it just takes so much concentration, you
No, it
know?
does. And you're like, oh, well, I don't want to do 4 rounds of red lines. So I really want to try to
And
get
that's
like,
annoying to them. Like I remember being like in production on stuff as a graphic designer. Like that's annoying when they're like, someone you finish and like, oh wait, I forgot to tell you about that.
or, oh, I forgot to get that on round 1. And then you redrafted all around it for round 2. And then we're still going to have to redo all that work. So you're trying to avoid like hourly work that you don't want to pay twice for if you don't have to.
Paying and like it's annoying when you're doing the work and you could have gotten that note earlier.
Agreed. I
Um,
agree.
but I was looking at one last night that she gave me revisions for, and between round 1 and round 2, the clients selected the wallpaper we want to use in the primary bathroom toilet room. And so I sent it to her with my revision notes. And I guess on my spec sheet, I put what room it goes into, but I guess it didn't like point it out anywhere else. And so when she did the rendering, she put the wallpaper behind the vanity. And so it's like tongue and groove going. The bathroom has like really weird ceilings, like half slope, like almost like, I don't know what the word is.
A vault?
Like a mansard roof, kind of like it's like flat, and then like half of it really goes
like in
really
a dormer kind of, or like a pop out, like a shed, like a shed roof kind of look. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
So it goes across the entire thing. The bathroom right now, the old owners put the wall goes up like, I don't know, maybe 5 feet, and then does that angle. There's mirrors on both the flat part, and then it angles like you're doing a cooking show.
Oh, okay.
So like everything is reflected back down. It's terrible. So
anyway. You're like seeing all your mess on the countertop reflected up onto the ceiling, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can literally like Emerald's cooking show.
Emerald's kitchen.
So anyway, the drafts person put the wallpaper like above the tongue and groove where it was meant to go in the toilet room. But she rendered it, and I was like, actually,
I'm not mad.
No, like it actually looks really cool. So I like texted the client last night, like, so the drafter there's misunderstanding, but I kind of love it.
Yeah.
And she's like, we love it too. So sometimes little happy accidents happen when you're not clear.
Look, like that's the leaving room for surprise. Like we just, like, I'm glad you're bringing it up because I think separately in like Marco Polos and things, we're catching those things more immediately when they happen to us because we're reacting quickly. But it's good to remember those longer of like, hey, this isn't something to get frustrated by. Like that was a cool way to see an idea come up. And I'm imagining too, like the nth degree is we talk to a lot of designers who this is the magic that comes up as you start having a creative team around you. So you're getting that via a freelancer, essentially, even if it, albeit accidentally, it's still someone else's creativity was like, I think she might mean this. And then it
seems like wallpaper should go here. Which it does when she did it. I'm like, oh yeah, duh. I know. So, and then I'm just also loving that my clients are open to that. So I have almost all of my clients right now want me to show them that, like where some might be like, what? Now we're doing something new? Like I already made that decision. Don't get me going again. Like these clients, like
don't send me back to the board again.
Yeah, or like do you not know what you're doing or like questioning it for some reason. So yeah, now these clients would want to see it, even if they may say like, actually, let's just keep it as it was. Like I wouldn't be offended at all, but I'm just glad that they're in it with me of being excited to see new ideas.
And like to consider I love
and I
hearing...
can text them at 9:00.
I like hearing the openness because I think that's what you would want is like I know it's really fulfilling for you to have space to creatively explore. So this is an extension of that, is like getting validation for creative exploration and no one's telling you, oh, that was a waste of time. Why did you do that? Or we don't like that idea. Why are we looking at it? Like instead, you're getting the positive reinforcement of one, experimenting is good, accidents can be great, and people like seeing it. And they want to see the creativity. And that's
and they wanted
a
to get pushed
situation.
Further. Like, and that was like an area where like, okay, I think this looks good, but it was needling me a little bit. Not enough to feel like the design was unfinished, but it wasn't like giving.
As they say.
Yeah. So that was exciting. But yeah, so I like have my ADU project, we're doing their main house. Like mostly it's a primary bathroom full renovation. And then we're touching a fireplace, adding cabinets in the dining room and then furniture in a few rooms. So they're like finalizing the bid with the contractor. And so like I have to get the construction documents wrapped up. So I just like have to do it today.
It's a familiar place because I have a couple redrafts of some things I'm going to do. I'm working on revisions for things. And one of them is that return clients that I had. The stone is like starting to be the thing of like, okay, we revised from tile to slabs in the showers, which I love. Like, honestly, the stones they looked at and are interested in are like beautiful. There's like a green Esmeralda and it's called like Rose Aurora, I think it's a quartzite. But like these are beautiful stones. And so I'm happy to be adventurous and to do that with them. But it's remarkable, like the price differences from slab to slab is like suddenly you're talking about like a 6-figure spend in one bathroom compared to like 40,000 or something. So I'm having to like, now what we're doing is having the contractors come out and just be like, yeah, I think you just need to throw a number on this because that's going to get them over the hump of like, there's almost too many beautiful stone options for them. And they now need to be forced into, okay, but what actually fits the budget you're imagining?
Do we $20,000 love this? Like when you're,
yes,
if that's the difference, for instance.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like,
do you love it that much?
Is an extra $7,000 worth it? Or like, where do we stop? You know, like
7, maybe 20, maybe not.
That's kind of where I got to with like this was like, okay, once we have some numbers on labor and install costs and all that, then you guys can narrow down. But otherwise, like, I'm mostly done with those of like the cabinetry's done, but like, yeah, if I have to redraft a whole shower because they default back to tile, like I'm not losing out on anything like that. Luckily, that was one where we're now outside of their covered revisions. And so that they already know we're in hourly. It's not a problem. And for me, it's not a problem because I'm still getting to do the creative play work and being compensated. So,
and you're enjoying your time with them, which
they're so cool.
Makes a big difference.
And working with someone again who you worked with before, there's like a shorthand where we were talking about pattern matching on some of the stone of like getting the scale of the patterns. Like one was a more it's a breccia marble, which looks kind of like a natural travertine with like lots of big aggregate pieces in it and very chunky. And she, the wife was saying, I know I have this thing. It's my thing. Like it basically remembering like when we were doing their bedroom and we were doing pattern mixing and like getting all of the scales right between the rug, the drapery and the bedding. And it was the same question that came up then. And I was like, well, remember we went through this before and you guys ended up being happy. And they were like, oh yeah, we've literally not touched anything that you did in the bedroom. Like it's exactly the way it was. And so she was like, okay, I think I need to just rely on that a little bit. And I'm like, see, this is the repetition that you're safe and that it's going to work out is helpful to the design process. And I think that's what does really make
helpful.
Return clients make that so much easier because they already know the drill. They already know you're not going to ditch them. They're in good hands. Like it truly does make a big difference to be able to do that. And if you had like say done a whole house for someone and then they didn't come back, like then they're never going to repeat it again. But like there is something fun about this that I did some stuff for them and then I get to come back and like they get to see it more finished. So it'll be sad when I get that done because I'm like, what can we do next in here? Like
I know. Yeah, having return clients is elite.
Yes.
Like the ones that you like.
Everything's easier.
Oh my God. For them too. And it's just like so enjoyable. I mean, right now I have basically 3 return clients. And it's just like, I don't know. It just feels almost like coworkers in a way. Like the coworkers that you're friends with in your office.
Yeah.
Like
you're like chatting in the break room together and you're like, oh my God. Like
because they get it. They know how all the stuff works. Like we aren't, nothing's like gate kept. I don't know. Not that I gatekeep with other clients, but like you just know what they are gonna have capacity for, or what is gonna stress them out or what they're going to value more this than that. Like, okay, I know they don't care about plumbing fixtures that much. So let's like not show them this and
Like,
that's stressful.
Don't
But
show
they care about
them.
fabric or
Don't show them the $10,000 faucet setup or something. Like,
yeah. I guess what I'm saying is I just feel like very in the weeds because that stage of like getting ready for construction, it's also not my strength.
I'm very close on my as the Seal Beach project. It's like, we're going to get there. It's going to happen, but it's also a ton of work, like to get over the line on some of this stuff. Like, it's...
Oh, I know something I haven't talked to you about. I'm like secretly always betaing new software,
gosh. Uh-oh.
So I'm not like a stan for anything right now. I'm still like very much in a testing. But I just really struggle with spec sheets and specifications and keeping documents updated and just like all the granular information and the attachment thing, like all the specification installation documents. Like it's so much that needs to be organized.
Yeah, it is.
So I tried Material and I really loved a lot about it, but it was almost too robust because I also use Studio Designer and they weren't compatible. So I was leaving a lot, like I was ignoring a lot of what Material had to offer because I have that. And they don't sync together. But Material, I think, does sync with QuickBooks. So if you're a QuickBooks user, like I think it's worth a look for sure. So I started experimenting with Programa.
Okay.
Which they're based out of somewhere that does not use imperial measurements. Either Australia or the UK, I think. Or it's just somewhere in Europe. But it is so beautiful for just getting specs together. Like it has a web clipper, but it also has an AI component now, which I'm sure more and more software is going to. But so basically, let's say you want to spec a faucet. You open the faucet website and then you use the clipper. It opens a pop-up and you can either start typing all the fields in or you can use this AI click and it puts it all in, like everything in every field in 1 second.
That's what Ivy was doing, like with their clipper. Is it different than that version of a clipper? Like way back, and I mean now it's House Pro, but like
I feel like
it's been so
Ivy was
long
like
that
Studio where you had to like fill in each field, like click each field.
In recent years, I know because I can sometimes you get like little demos, and I'm still on their email list, and they're showing me stuff. So I bet they're all using something similar now too, like program. But yeah, like the thing is for you, like your Programa doesn't have to be. You're not trying to replace what you're doing in Studio because Studio is really where like your action is happening.
No, and Programa does have financial stuff that I'm not going to use, but the clipper also you can click on attachments. So I can click on the install sheet, the whatever specifications PDF that the website has, and it automatically attaches it there. So that's also nice. And then I tried bundling. I tested an export and it created it gives you a bunch of folders. So one is just all the PDFs that you attached from different companies. You still would have to organize it. But then there's another version PDF that it makes your own spec sheets for each thing. And they're all uniformly designed with all of that info. It's really clean and it's like clicks of a button. So, and then you can have a dashboard for clients to look. So it's also alive so that your contractor and clients can view it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really liking it. And now they started adding this presentation feature, which this is what Material does too, where you can hotspot things in your presentation and it's already connected to those specs.
What do you mean by hotspot?
Like you make your presentation or upload a PDF, and if you have a faucet, a drain, a tile, they're all on the page, and then you have those actual items that you created through your Clipper. You like click on them and now they're connected. So if a client approves it, now it's approved in the spec sheets.
Oh, I need to. Yeah, I'm curious. I should go look at it. I haven't.
Versus like Google Slides, which I use, or Canva, you're making it link, but then it just goes to the vendor website, and then if they approve it, it's all like there's no bridge. So
Yeah, nothing is meant to communicate like across apps or something like that.
and just like I just want to do the lift once and be able to make edits and it not be I have to change it in 5 places. That's where I really fail.
It is the dilemma because, like, on one hand, I'd love it all to be in one program, but on the other hand, I don't know. I'm a stan for Studio. Like, I'm not saying you're leaving it. I'm just saying the apps that require me to get out of that or like to return to an old software or the other thing. This is just me because you guys know I'm a questioner. I really don't love the idea of some of these apps fully integrating all of our stuff into one and like having having all the stuff mixed together is probably like an old anxiety thing a little bit of like I already really enjoy the finance part of Studio now, and so any other app would have to be doing better than that and be easier. Like, and when I look at some of them, they're not there. Like, they're not there. They're not going to be outstripping Studio Designer on that. So they might have a lot of other features, but like once you get settled in on your financial stuff, like it's hard to step away. And that's why I think some people hang on to QuickBooks for so long is because they don't realize that there are better options. I find that there's a lot of like when I was using it and having QuickBooks, it felt like there was just a lot of extra hoops for my bookkeeper. Yeah, exactly. It was like the bookkeeper had to go in and make these adjustments and double work and like double entry. And honestly, like most of the people that I hear that are really hung up on it, who are staying with QuickBooks now, a lot of designers, it's because they, one, are like, do not want to change that stuff, which I guess what you're saying when you're like, I don't want to change it is, it's basically saying like, it's too much work to move, or I'm scared of learning something new, or I'm not ready to take that on. Like there are legit reasons why you might stay in your entry level stuff. But I do feel like I talk to a lot of designers who get stuck in, well, I'm already here and my bookkeeper gives me such a
It's their
great deal.
bookkeeper. Like
And
everyone I know that won't move is because their bookkeeper that's what they know. And that's huge. Like I would not recommend just saying, "Oh, my bookkeeper can learn Studio." Like I don't think that's a good idea. The bookkeepers that know Studio or only do Studio, and there's a reason for that. So I think I always tell people when they're like, "Oh, that does sound like I could benefit from using Studio Designer." But like when you're ready to change bookkeepers, then that's the only time I would do it. Like, or be prepared to change bookkeepers.
because you can't, yeah, like it's whatever got you here won't get you there kind of mentality. Like,
But I don't know that you couldn't just stay in QuickBooks forever. I don't know enough about it though.
I think you reach a point where, yeah, I think that's the problem. I think there's like if once you're in it, you're in it. And you're like, I can't imagine going back to it. And it's sort of like I can't explain it. It does feel like I can't explain it to you until you experience it. Like,
This is just fairly different.
and I think
I've
some people
spent
got turned off by Studio initially being kind of
ugly.
ugly. And
It's
that was like a
better.
hang up for people of like, well, I want it to be pretty. It's like, all right, I get it. But also at some point you start to realize that all the energy going into something pretty where like bookkeeping isn't necessarily like a very sexy, pretty looking thing.
I mean, I
Like,
am that person. Like, like you send
uh-huh,
me a spreadsheet, it's instantly getting formatted to
glammed.
something that I want to look at.
Yeah,
But but Studio also is prettier than it used to be.
it
It
is.
doesn't bother me at all.
I
Oh,
I don't think about it. Like,
No, and
Every
I
time they
wouldn't
make
think
an
about it.
improvement, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like that feels natural or that feels easy. Like there's never anything jarring. Like, I don't know.
And they are making improvements a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
My bookkeeper just told me, so I'm considering also moving away from Harvest because Harvest is getting more and more robust and improving, and it's beautiful. But there is like a pain point in my company of us taking stuff from Harvest and putting it into Studio. There's like, I won't get into the details, but it's annoying. So, and now my Gusto is now in Studio. I did merge them. So, well, it's a new thing they offered. And so I finally did it. So my payroll's in there. So I'm like, well, I wish I could just do time tracking in Studio because like it's in there. It's just, I don't want to I can't type, log in and then put 15 minutes in. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, if there's too much friction, like, it's hard enough for me to track time. Yeah.
Yeah, having Harvest like on the top of my desktop with the little window open all day is what's like
Or like an
click, click,
really
click.
easy app to use. If I leave a site, I can just pop in.
Yeah.
So in my Studio app, that they do have an app, but it's like the type overlaps each other. It's like messed up. Like you can't even read it. So anyway, I asked my bookkeeper about it, and she just wrote me back and said they're launching a new app in the next couple weeks
Really?
for time tracking, I think.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So
I mean, that
keep
makes
your
me
eyes
think
open.
about that. We had that conversation in the Hottie Hangout. It wasn't this most recent one. I think it was before that where they were talking about someone's Harvest. I forget who mentioned it. Someone said the fee was going up like a lot. Do you
Oh
remember
yeah,
that?
they changed maybe the way that they charge per project or something. And if you have it set up a certain way, she was getting like a $300 bill or
It was like
something.
a per project charge or something. I was like, what? Like that sounds, I don't know. Like it didn't make sense, but I
I think
didn't.
it's just the way she had her stuff set up and that wasn't compatible with their new structure. Um, I think.
Yeah, because I do set
But
mine
yeah,
up as like per client.
I'm just really I'm paying for a lot of apps. So I'm on this just little bit of a bender of, can I just streamline this stuff? And as also because each of these apps, they're getting better. So like, they're like, oh, we're going to start doing this now. Oh, this one's going to start doing this now. So now I have to pick like, okay, where am I going to track my time? Because like Programa does time tracking, and they also have some project management like tasking, but it's not that great. And I'd still have to transfer it over to Studio. So I'm like, okay, like let me get all the financials in Studio and like all the financials in Studio. Like no more double entry.
So then when you send the only, like in theory, then when you're sending like a proposal or a new contract out, only the initial retainer is getting processed through Dubsado. And then you're doing an entry to put that, then you take your bookkeeper, I'm assuming, then takes that entry over to Studio to make sure it's accurate.
I do it. I create an item for the total amount and then do payments on it. That's pretty easy because it's just one item I'm recording and I don't put detail in it. And so that I think is still easy because I do think it's worth at this point clients signing a contract and paying the deposit attached to the Dubsado proposal. Like that's all one little website.
Yeah. And it's a single link and then they're done. And
versus they sign the contract, then I got to send them a Studio invoice and then they got to pay it in a new, I don't know. Maybe that's worth it at some point, but you could turn the invoice off of Dubsado and just be contract or proposal and then send them the Studio invoice and then they're never logging into Dubsado, which could be nice for them. But it's like they're doing that once and then in 2 years, maybe, like in 1 year of work together.
yeah. You're making me think though.
I really don't want my clients like having to sign into a bunch of stuff and be like, wait, what? Where do I get this? Like, which one was that?
And where do I download it from? And then, yeah, it's like a whole thing. If they want a copy of something and you're like, I'd love it if it was just one place.
And then there's the Basecamp of it all, which you're also like improving. And there's a great client area in Basecamp that I've not introduced anybody to. So maybe that could end up being the hub.
Okay.
Where everything is linked in Basecamp from all these different places. And they just know like, Okay, I don't remember where that was, but I know it's in my Basecamp portal. I just got to really dig in and decide and feel comfortable getting clients involved in the melee.
Like a client-facing system. Yeah, because for the most part, it doesn't feel like I don't think there's any program I use where my client really needs to like be in it or understand much of it. Like copies of invoices are easy and that kind of stuff. Like there's not a whole lot of like navigating. But then like Material, when I only looked at like the preview period and I admit, I did not get into all the features, but it was a little bit extra for the type of experience that I think I would want my client to have.
You're doing
Is
a lot of
like,
construction. I think it's definitely has a lot of bells and whistles that are appealing. And it's very visual and pretty. And I've heard they've even made new updates that I haven't seen.
would probably be good for clients who don't mind being that involved in getting into that stuff. But it does feel like, I don't know. I don't know if my ideal client does want to be getting into a whole other program in their evenings or their weekends. Like, I think they just, in my mind, that ideal client is like, I don't know, wherever it is, can you just like, I don't like this one. Can you remove that one and the rest are approved? Like I feel like that's kind of the energy of like,
Or we meet. Yeah, or I would go into Material and approve things in the meeting and not have them do it. Or Program is the same. Not make them do it. But I do think it might be nice to have, I know some people do this in Google Drive, but have a Basecamp client hub that like to be paid. Like right now I'm sending like one client, like I have a tile proposal that I'm going to do like the lighting and phase 1 furnishing proposal. And I know it gets a little confusing of like, hey, wait, what? Or like they have to pay Ferguson for all the fixtures. So I think it would be nice if there was a folder that is, these are action items in this folder. And then once they're handled, you move them out for them. So they just have one spot to go in because they like, or like, here's all the paid in proposals you've done. And they're like somewhere they could go back and look at, including their contract and things like that. And then it's just all communicated through Basecamp of like, okay, assign the client to pay this.
you don't share like I have like a client files folder that has that stuff, but that's usually I'm doing it at my like my wrap up phase is like, okay, everybody, like here's your reconciliation report. Here's all the invoices you paid through me. But I'm not including anything they paid separate if I wasn't included in it. Like I just know they did it and I have records of what they paid for through like the plumbing showroom or the appliance showroom. But I don't keep those receipts because I'm like, well, you guys paid directly on that. So
Not even receipts, but like the Ferguson rep sends us a packet of everything they're going to order and just for a place for them to review. Or like I was working with the wife on just selecting everything and now she's like studying for the bar or whatever. And the husband's kind of taking more of a point for this construction phase. And so he's like, just tell me what to do.
Tell me what we did. Like,
or where to go. And it's all just like an email.
Yeah. Even a Google Drive would be better than just like, I'm forwarding the old message for now. But it would be nice in Basecamp.
For sure. But having Basecamp, having that, you could also assign them stuff, which I'm sure you could do this in Asana too. But Asana doesn't have the client facing.
No, I'm not convinced Asana. Asana was always just for me. And it's fine for the podcast, but I don't do much for Renstead in it anymore because it's just proven to be a barrier to me doing it and getting it done.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to organize that stuff.
And this is a big deal. Like you're a software girly, so you are trying to like get better at like what am I going to grow with? Like
yeah, I have to commit, get Samantha like trained and committed, and like I know it's annoying when I'm flitting about and it's confusing to me, it's confusing to clients. Yeah, it's not efficient. I'm overpaying for different things that I'm not using.
Yeah. For sure. That's I mean, you just have to know what you want to abandon or like what you're ready to say, this isn't coming with me to my next phase of growth. Like,
but I'm also like, like I get I see the fee is $89 a month. I'm like, that's seems so expensive for an app. But then it's like with the Programa things I was just describing, $89 across a few projects, like the amount of time it would take me to do that same stuff in Google Sheets and downloading and Google folders. It's
Even if you had just one project, that's the time efficiency alone.
yeah, like that's a third of it, 20 minutes of my billable time is what I'm paying for the monthly app fee. It's definitely taking me more than 20 minutes.
And it would take an admin or anyone else on your team more than 20 minutes. And you're making their life easier too by giving them a place to do this stuff instead of chasing it all over the place.
Yeah, and the manual entry error possibility is really high with the way my brain works. So
I know that's true. That's true for that's like the if you reduce the possible breakpoints in the information, that also is saving you money too. Like that will help reduce mistakes, which helps you keep more of your money and efficiency. So that's ideally what you would want. Well, I'm thinking about how you said I have to pick, like I have to commit. And I'm currently having that same sort of question on that project because I told you the client came back to me on that colorful project that I have and said, like, let's do it. I'm so honored. I feel so special. And she like is down to
Did we
get.
talk about that here or on
I think
Patreon?
we talked about on Patreon, y'all. So yeah, I'm
Oops.
talking about a project.
Teaser. Yeah, we were talking about you deciding if it was worth photographing a project that you didn't do.
It's not all finished.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like you didn't get to do all the furniture.
Yeah.
But there's enough elements to make it unique and interesting and
yeah, like,
maybe worth.
It's going to be worth it. It's just now it's like I talked to the stylist this week and she's in and I got her rates and then I got some scouting pictures and stuff. And I know I sent those to you too in text. And like I put together like a deck that I'm trying to use to keep referring to when I'm thinking of like styling and creative direction for this because it's such a big shift and it goes all the way like hotties. It goes all the way back to like January and the end of the year when Rebecca and I had our retreat and we're talking about like just really looking close at being values driven in our companies and who our ideal clients are and what those projects look like and then that making sure
What you want more projects of.
Yeah. And so this is like for me it's not a make or break, it's just like I'm excited to step into that and try to do it like truly doing it like different from what Renstead has been doing before. And so it's reinvigorating to have that happen and to like get to talk to the stylist and to have her excitement. And there's a cool store near us called Urban Americana who is known for being pricey. It's cool stuff, but can be pricey now. And she was
It's highly curated.
Yeah. And the stylist has a good relationship with them. And so she was like, sometimes I can memo stuff out for shoots from there. And I was like, oh my God, you just blew my mind because they always have some really fantastic character forward things that would absolutely be gorgeous in there. And
there's a chance the clients would buy it if they saw it in the space. Like as an opportunity for the store.
And she came back for me. We're now looking at some lighting, pillows, ceiling fixtures, some table lamps and floor lamp stuff. So like we're going to get to fill out a couple more things, which is going to be fantastic. Like I think her hearing the motivation was great. And she has other creatives and artists in her life. So she kind of knows what this means to someone who does what we do. Like, it's very encouraging.
I guess we should explain without going back into it. Like all the details are in that Patreon episode, but this didn't start as a full service project. It was consultation turned designer on call kind of, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sort of evolved into like a little bit more and more to where like they got custom window draperies done that were really cool. And wallpaper. So it ended up being like more of a vision, a completed vision. So that was like the opportunity to get it documented.
Right. Like I didn't go in thinking it would be that. I knew it would be fun, which is why I wanted to do that, why I wanted to stay with this client. I love them. Like they're so
Yeah.
they really are like in that vein of clients who like their lives are so full that like they have a life that's worth coming home to. Like I think that's the difference of, and I think you're seeing that too with some of your clients right now, is like these are people who are getting to experience things away from home. So when they're at home, it they want to have similar feelings. It's probably the
They want to bring
opposite
it home. They
Like-
want to like bring the world home
to them.
Yeah,
I
and
think
like
it's a lot of
in the mix that they love.
the opposite side is like you and I we create homes around ourselves and spaces around ourselves. So when we travel, we're like, wherever we're going, it needs to expand myself or be similar to how I am when I'm at home, because I don't want to stay in like a Motel 6. I want to stay in something nice. And like they're kind of doing it on the return side is we have all these great experiences and collections and travels and things, and we want to bring it back into the house. And we're used to having the house with us already, and then we go out and gather more to come back to it. So it's kind of like
I mean, it's kind of the same, but a lot of what we're bringing home is bringing to projects.
Yeah.
And not always going into our actual personal homes.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes.
When we're lucky.
Yeah. I got some rugs happening.
I think that's like the fun of it. And it's like a stretch and it's new and it's different. And hotties, if you want to hear more, like, yes, the Patreon is usually where we're talking about that stuff first when it's like first.
It was the June episode, right?
Yeah. So we've had that. And I mean, we should say it because we're about to talk more about it too. But if you've been listening to the last couple episodes, hotties, and you heard, we're throwing around a travel concept. And we're still in an ideation stage, but we have already talked with, I don't know, a travel planner who is helping us look at some ideas. And if you're still interested, go to our Instagram and go to our link in bio. And there's a page where you can tell us how you would like to travel with Hot Young Designers Club, or what you'd want a trip to look like, what kinds of things you'd like to do. And I think we're calling it
and
Hotties.
Just get on the mailing list.
Yeah. We're calling it Hotties on Holiday for now. It might say that, who knows? But we just didn't want to let the search of perfection get in the way of making progress on an idea that a lot of you have already said you're interested in. I think like the first day we sent it, you already had like 6 people in your DMs or text messages when we just casually mentioned it. And then when we started saying it more, we had like dozens of people fill out the forum already. So yeah, it's like kind of shocking, but also not. Like,
I mean, I'm very much also in this mind of asking for things that you want. The first challenge with that is knowing what you want to ask for. But yeah, so when I like soft pitched that, we've been talking about it for years, but like I kind of like put you on the spot during an episode, like let's tell the audience. And then yeah, like within 24 or 48 hours, I had probably 6 DMs from people like hard yes.
Like, yeah, just tell us where to send the money and we'll be there was kind of what we've already heard from several, like a handful of people was just like, I will leave my international break vacation with my family to go to this thing because I would much rather be on that trip with you guys than spending an extra week with my in-laws. Like,
well,
yeah.
That person's going to be traveling for a while, so they'll be ready for a break. But yes, so yeah, like I think it's definitely happening. We're again trying to make it low key, but taken care of. Like Shaun and I don't want to be like the fixers on the ground, like sweating about hotel mix-ups and all that. So we will have somebody that's going to help us with that and airport transfers and be like a point of contact for some of those logistics, and also give us like local access to local tour guides or people that live in the communities that can, teach us. And not like I know, especially in Mexico, there's a lot of outside, I mean, maybe not especially Mexico, probably everywhere. There's a lot of Americans that create tour companies and they are quote unquote local guides.
Yes.
So when you hire a local guide who's not actually local, you're not helping that community in the same way, as well as not getting the direct perspective. Like when I went to Oaxaca, we got the same experience where the people that live there and their grandparents live there and they talked about their grandmother's mole recipe versus this mole. I don't know. There's just like the actual like authentic history and struggles and things that they truly know by living there and being from there. And they need our money.
And that's part of the point. I think that when we travel, we're trying to have connection to the place we're at. Like it's like when we went to Morocco, like we've both been separately to Morocco. Like I'm going there because I want to experience Morocco, not like just being real, like not a westernized, sanitized version of Morocco. Like I don't want to go somewhere to not be connected to its culture, its heritage, its tradition. And like, I feel like that's part of our job as designers to like learn about all these things. Like we see, like I'm so psyched to see different architectural styles and like to see how Spanish influence in Greater LA is totally different than what Spanish influence in Mexico City is going to look like. That's something we don't see all the time. Like I'm psyched. So we are talking about Mexico City. It's obviously we'll let you all know when it's officially announced, but we're working on it.
But yeah, we're going to reach out. And we're going to reach out to our local, that list of people who sign up first and probably our patrons. And there's going to be a limit. So let us know what you're interested in.
It is going to be smaller groups because that's not us. We're not the let's get 100 people in a room type of thing. We're not the even let's get 50 people in a room. I think we're not even the let's get 25 people in a room. Like,
yeah, probably less than that.
I think that's something else about it is that we're focused on making sure that designers can really talk to each other and have connection and understand each other's stories and feel tighter with each other, because that has only catapulted like our growth and how we feel in the industry. And we've spent a lot of time thinking about what would it look like if Hot Young Designers Club did something at a destination, whether it was a retreat or traveling or something. But we always knew it wasn't me and Rebecca just talking like keynote speakers for 4 days or something like that.
Or bringing keynote speakers in too. Like it's just a different experience.
It's a different trip. Yeah.
We want to like go out into the world a little bit more on this. So
let us know if you're interested in Hotties. We've got that on our link in bio, on our Instagram. And I think that's it for now.
I think so. You and I are going to talk about it and
like right now,
get to the next stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, should we let the Hotties go?
Yeah.
Until next time.
Stay hot, designers.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
For more on what we talked about today, check out the show notes.
Your support helps us grow, so share with your design besties.
And subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Our conversations continue on Instagram.
And be sure to download our monthly resources on our website and our Patreon.